contributing. This is a quiet crowd.
And there is McDyess to Ginobili with the lay-in. And right now, the San Antonio Spurs are beating the Dallas Mavericks at every turn. An 8-0 run and the biggest lead of the game for San Antonio. Nearly 4 minutes remaining in the first half of a silent American Airlines Center. Duncan against Nowitzki. Remember, Duncan has 2 fouls. This is a fall away, and Nowitzki with his second basket of the game.
Well, when you look down and you see 2 of 8 for Dirk Nowitzki after what we were looking at in game number 1, kind of opens your eyes a little.
And it's not surprising because teams and players don't necessarily repeat brilliant performances from game to game. Ginobili for 3. Manu Ginobili with a 3. Now with 11 points and the third 3-point field goal for the Spurs. And they extend their lead now to 13. Terry picked up by McDyess and doubled with Parker. Caron Butler with a runner from the baseline. Nicely done.
And McDyess made his rotation. Butler just made a very difficult shot look easy. A little soft floater, avoided the offensive foul. Got a big bucket for them.
Brad trying to urge these Mavericks on, and they know that it has to start on the defensive end. And they have allowed the Spurs to penetrate. Here is Jefferson. Red hot, continues with a 3. So Richard Jefferson, brilliant from the field now. 6 for 8 and 15 points, 11 here in the second quarter. And McDyess has the ball stolen away by Kidd. And driving in is Butler, and he misses the layup. The lead is 14 for the Spurs. They were up by 11 in the first quarter. Had the lead shaved to 1 and have gone on a tear since. McDyess. 2:20 to go in the half. Duncan on Nowitzki. They clear out. Ginobili doesn't double. And the lay-in, nicely done there by Dirk Nowitzki, who has hit his last 2 field goals. And now Greg Popovich calls a timeout. He doesn't want to get a big wave going for the Mavericks, apparently.
Richard Jefferson contributing now from behind the 3-point line, opening the score. Nowitzki goes past the 2 big men, makes a most difficult layup.
In the game, you know, obviously he's a driving force, a guy that can get to the paint, do magnificent things when he get there. Great finisher.
He went through a stretch there after Tony got hurt, where he was 1, 2, 3 best players in the league.
He's been shooting it. He's been getting in the lane. He's getting other players involved. He's finishing around the rim like he used to. So, I mean, you got to try to contain him.
He's so relentless, and he can beat you in so many ways, Mike.
Yeah, and he was rewarded, okay, by the San Antonio Spurs organization by giving him a new 3-year deal. You know, there were some questions at his age, too many injuries piling up. Could he come back and return to the level of what Manu Ginobili was? And he certainly showed them during that month-and-a-half stretch that he can do it when he's feeling healthy.
Under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Parker leaves it for McDyess. George Hill has come in again. Nearly a steal by Nowitzki. 4 on the shot clock. Parker over Dirk and hits. He went over the 7-footer, perfectly arced.
Yeah, and Dallas came out of that timeout and went into a zone for the first time. San Antonio was ready to run a play against their man-to-man defense, so they backed it out, and then Parker bailed them out with that jumper with 2 seconds remaining.
14 points, 5 assists, and no turnovers for Tony Parker coming off the bench again tonight. Here is Butler. Double team, and makes a tough shot against the double team from the baseline.
And I hope you noticed who was just playing Dirk Nowitzki that time, come out of the timeout, but Tim Duncan.
And you mentioned that the other day. You know, they've been trying different players, but Duncan has played him in the past.
Yeah, and if he uses him here on him, probably will be sparingly, a couple minutes here or there. He made Nowitzki give the ball up that time. He made somebody else make a shot. Butler happened to make it.
12-point lead for the Spurs. And with 2 on the shot clock, here's a turnover, and no one's going to catch up to Terry. Jason Terry with the layup. So it's 10 now. 13 for Terry, the leading scorer for Dallas.
they would like. They can get a 2-for-1 here, San Antonio, on this possession. We'll see if Pop wants to just run it out and get a good shot or go for the quick shot.
Here's Duncan. Jefferson, hot hand, continues so. Richard Jefferson with 17 points on 7 for 9 from the field and has hit his last 5 shots. Final 14 seconds, shot clock and game clock virtually even. Here is Butler missing the three-point attempt in the air. Terry has it, better hurry. It's been all San Antonio as the Spurs looking to even the series at 1 apiece. The San Antonio Spurs, and from the opening minute, all 5 were so aggressive, and they responded to whatever Greg Popovich said and did in the practices. Jefferson, the story, with 17 points. Parker as well with 14. Terry off the bench, 13 for Dallas, as the Spurs shot 52% from the field. And right now, after looking at the Corona stat leaders, let's go to Marty Snyder.
And Dick, what a terrific half. As you mentioned, Richard Jefferson, the story of the night, 17 points so far. I know you've been waiting a long time on this, but what was the difference tonight so far?
Just my mindset. I got 2 early fouls, last game, and kind of took me out of my rhythm for the rest of the way. I didn't shoot the ball. I only took 4 shots last game, so my mindset was to come out here and be aggressive regardless.
Took the air out of this building for everybody, and also Dirk on the bench with 2 early fouls. How important was that?
It's important, but they're a talented team. They're the 2 seed for a reason. They're at home. They got an amazing crowd, so we got a long half in front of us, and we still got a lot of work to go.
All right, thanks, Richard.
Thank you.
All right, when we come back, we'll go to our Atlanta studios for the T-Mobile halftime report with Ernie, Kenny, Charles, and C-Web tonight. The Spurs by 12 here at half.